Welcome to Buford High School. We are here for another night of high school football action, another Friday night lights, folks. And I am TJ Armbrust and Paul McKenzie here with me and our TV crew. We are at Buford High School, ready to see the Buford Yellow Jackets take on the Lee Central Stallions. Excited for this matchup. Buford 2-0 in this game, Lee Central 1-0. Both these teams looking to keep their winning streaks going. Buford, after a somewhat down season last year, really looking strong this year. Paul, what do you expect tonight?
Well, this is a little bit of a younger team still, but they also have the pedigree. They won a couple state championships at like the middle school level, Pee Wee level, I believe. So there's that belief that they can win already, and they expect to win in these games. But you look across the field at Lee Central, that's a big football team. So they're going to have to use that sort of multi-back approach and wear them down, because you know as well as I do that there's a lot of two-way play here in small schools.
Looking at these captains, we have number 7, Logan Whitaker for the Yellow Jackets, number 10, Caden Sapp, number 12, the quarterback Brody Sanders, and number 60, Justin Pardue. I know Buford last year, they struggled with some injuries throughout the season, and sicknesses and everything else that went on during with COVID, and didn't get to play some of the games that they were intended to play, and I know that was a really down thought for them last year, but they've started off really strong. Won that first game at Blacksburg 41-6, and then last week they were at home and they took on McBee and won 35-8. So it's not like they just eked by some teams. They've really put it on.
Yeah, well, we expect a lot of time with Buford is that they, figuring things out those first few games. Sometimes that means playing some tougher competition and taking some lumps to hopefully get better for that division part of the schedule where they can make their mark for the playoffs. But they didn't do that, so they've already seemed like they have their foot. So that's a scary thought if you're anybody on their schedule.
And this Lee Central team started out the year pretty well too, taking on Great Falls, another one of the smaller schools, A school, but A-class school. They Lee Central beat them 28-8, so they're looking to continue this. It used to be a fairly big rivalry back in the day, and it used to be one that Lee Central handled pretty easily against Buford for a long time. And Buford has really come up since then. So offensively, what are you looking for from this Buford team?
Well, they've got a very sort of style that is very much their own, and they really just going to want to wear you down there. They like those smaller runners that can really do damage inside a phone booth. And what we saw for a long time is sort of that style. So I expect most of that. I've been told that they're going to run 3 or 4 or 5 running backs and spread it around and try to wear them down.
Yeah, you're right. They got a stable of backs. Mason Deese, he's a junior. He can really run the ball well. We saw Aaron Morris last year, which he's just a receiver. He handled the ball. He was a big playmaker for him. Caden Sapp, another one of those running backs. He's a senior this year. Antonio Amos, number 35. He's a 10th grader. They're looking to see a lot from him the next few years. He's got a big career, and I thought one of the things that really hurt him last year, Tanner Sellers, who started off the season really well for them, he got hurt last year, and it was kind of almost like a downward spiral after that. But he's back and healthy. I think Logan Whitaker on defense last year got hurt and is now healthy. So having all those guys back, it's just got to be big for them.
Yeah, and they sort of set the tone with their play on the field when they're not out there. Sometimes it doesn't get them quite as amped as they would be for these games. But I don't expect that at this point in the season. You're 2-0, you got everything to fight for, and you're looking to try to go undefeated.
Good look there at the kick return. I think Buford's going to get a chance to get this ball here right away, so we can take a look at this offense. And talking to Coach Susi this week, he's excited about this team and what they have, but he's like, it's still early, so make sure that, you don't get too excited too quickly.
Yeah, Brody Sanders, the quarterback tonight, though. I expect a big game out of him. He's got some experience back there this time. For the first time in 2 or 3 years, they have a quarterback with some experience to start the season, as opposed to trying to break in a new guy and get him to take his lumps during game day. So I expect big things out of Brody Sanders. Maybe have some aerial attack that we've seen them produce not as much lately.
So the Yellow Jackets are going to get the ball to start off. See, they got got those new yellow jerseys. I can't see the numbers back there to see exactly who's back. I think it's Mason Deese, number 1 on the far side of the field, and somebody else. 6. That would be Jensen Brown.
Possibly, maybe.
Possibly. And it might not be, but we'll figure it out here in a little bit.
Maybe.
It's a short kick. It's going to go out of bounds.
Oh, it's not number 6.
So there's going to be a penalty flag, and Buford will take over at, I think, 35 or 45? 45?
Illegal procedure against the Stallions.
Out of bounds.
34?
We'll get it in a second. I promise.
Eventually.
35. I was close. I knew it was one of those two. The Buford first down. Our first look at Brody Sanders this year. Here
See
on
some
Learn TV.
confidence
Yeah.
in his poise in the pocket. You want to see him lead the team.
Third year chance running this team. He kind of split a couple of years ago, and then last year was the primary quarterback. And he gives it up the middle, first man through. And a gain of about 8 yards on the play.
They can do that all night. It's going to be long for you. It's just sort of good blocking in there. Not a lot of contact till 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Amos Antonio on the carry. He's going to take it again. Trying to get to the outside. He's going to score. Oh, no, he doesn't quite have the wheels, but, man, he had a whole lot of green in front of him.
Oh, he did. It was beautiful blocking there. Really sealed them coming down the line. If you can see the replay here on that one. Really good blocking. A really good push along the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. That right side that ball went to. Good cut.
Good, yeah. Good seal there from the guard.
And if he had a little bit more wheels there, he's in the end zone, but still a great run.
Oh, yeah. Keep feeding him. Yeah.
Two receivers split to the left. Sanders got Antonio in the backfield with him. They're going to give it to him again up the middle, and he's going to push his way forward, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards.
Yeah, they really knew what he was doing there, but still able to get those positive yards in the play.
Second down.
Brings up second down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets.
See what, zoom in?
Maybe taking a shot to the end zone here, toss it up. It looks like maybe get man here on the far side.
Or throw it out to one of those running backs on the outside and
Absolutely.
try to get them in space.
Yep.
They give this one to Caden Sapp, and going nowhere on this one. He's going to lose a yard.
Yeah, big time defensive play there by Tavon McFadden, sophomore linebacker. Good open field tackle.
Third down for this Yellow Jacket offense.
There was nobody on the left side of the field there. Man coverage on a single receiver, and they didn't have anybody even in the space to occupy the flat there. So maybe something to look for as you get deeper into the game.
Sanders got 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Sanders
Looking to throw, he's got a man to the outside.
Easy does it. Good
And
out route.
that might be enough. It is enough, just enough for a first down.
Yeah, good,
Confident throw.
good confident catch too, to know where you are on the field, get your feet down, get the first down. Now, we talked about that last week about not running routes to whatever your down and distance is.
I'm kind of going in
You
between.
want to make sure you're aware of where you are on the field as a receiver.
Ball down to the 15-yard line. Good drive
I
so
got you.
far for this Yellow Jacket offense.
I can keep the ball on shot. It's a
Sanders under
run
center.
play, I think.
Going to give it the first man right up the middle. He's running, looking for contact.
Yeah.
Is that Whitaker? Who is that, number 3? Tanner Sellers.
Quick there.
Yeah.
And you can tell he just put his head down. Wasn't running around anybody, running right through you.
Brings up second down and 2.
We got first down here. Before they score.
Again, Sanders under center. He's going to give it to Sellers again. He's staying up. He's going to go down inside the 5, down to about the 2.5-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Yellow Jackets, first and goal.
Yeah, a little awkward there on his tackler. I think he might have been able to push through. get a touchdown there.
Same personnel left in the game for the Yellow Jackets.
Nothing flashy. Good blocking, good execution. Hit somebody in the mouth.
First and goal from the 3.
Tight formation. Everybody bunched together for the Yellow Jackets.
Sellers
They
take
give it to Sellers again, he pushes in the end zone. You see the push up front by that offensive line for the Yellow Jackets.
See a replay here. That was about exactly how you draw it up there.
Number 55 and 54. Number 8 right there. That ball follows right in behind them on the left side of that offensive line. Got a little pull, followed that guard that pulled.
Yep. I mean, it's just well done. Executed, no penalties, no issues there.
Caden Plyler lined up for the extra point.
There it goes.
And it's good.
Right through. That was about as good as you want to look there, that opening drive. If you're a Buford, you got to like the way that felt.
So off to a quick start. You want to mention our underwriters here while we got a second?
Absolutely. Tonight's game is going to be brought to you by the Lancaster County Founders Federal Credit Union, the City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Authority, Important Communication, and special thanks to Highway 55, which is locally owned and operated, located on Highway 9 bypass in Lancaster, with Newport Shopping Center in Rock Hill.
Thank you much. Buford off to a quick 7-0 lead here, looking really good on offense, really confident.
Yep.
They walked out there like they knew what they were going to do and needed to accomplish, and they executed perfectly.
I think they would just love to rinse and repeat, get out there, run the ball, keep the clock moving, keep ahead of them, don't give them an opportunity to sort of settle into their game before you know it'll be halftime.
He gets the kickoff. You want me to move to the return?
But your defense has got to come.
So it'll be interesting to see
Tight.
what this Lee Central, how they can answer that drive.
Onside.
Yeah, because they got some size out there.
Braylon Austin,
So short kick.
number 1, Davion
And they
Johnson.
obviously are wanting to keep the ball away for probably a returner or somebody out there. So they trust their defense enough. They're just going to keep that ball over there, let them down it, and let their defense do the work for them.
We've seen this one before. It's not something they're afraid to do. You know, they give you a little better than usual in the field position just to get their defense out there.
So Lee Central's offense is going to take over at the 37-yard line. I think they're going to like to run this ball too. Number 4 under center, Caleb Harry, and they give it up the middle, and oof,
Yeah, nobody touched him until he was about 10 yards down the field, I think.
touchdown saving tackle
Yeah, the
by
up and
Mason Deese.
right at the safety.
Number 1, Mason Dees. It'll be a first down for the Stallions.
I think that was Burrows with the carry.
Good looking run.
Choked on something up there.
I think that's something you're going to see from this Lee Central team. They're going to run it right up the gut, make these guys tackle.
Good look there for the defensive line to hit him in the line. You can see he's a low center of gravity and big legs, and he just churned behind that contact and got bounced out.
I think that's Jamarion Slater running the ball. I think that was wrong.
First 7.
Yeah, Slater.
Yeah, it's hair covered. Really soft.
Brings up a second down and 8 for the Stallions. They fake it to him. They're going to bring it around. Got good blocking over there, but linebacker comes free. That number 10, Caden Sapp with the tackle.
Yeah, good from the backside there to force him towards the outside. And like you said, Sapp comes up with the running back and gets a good tackle. Real solid gameplay or play by these players. They look very poised, sharp. Does not seem to be that when you see them today.
Loss of 6 on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 14.
See what they're capable of doing on the 3rd and long here.
See if they'll put the ball in the air in Buford territory. Potentially is a 4 down area for the Stallions. formation. He's got one receiver split out to the right. They give it up, man. Ball's on the ground.
Fumble. I believe they got back on it there, though. Yeah, looks like number 3 jumped on it real quick there. Good heads-up play there by Terrell Frazier. And that was a bad play. Buford was in the backfield before that play even got developed.
I think Lee Center's going to send out the punting unit.
Yep. You're able to move the ball really well on that first run, but after that, Buford coming down and they're hitting hard down. You can tell they like the contact.
Or Aaron Morris back deep to receive for the Yellow Jackets. Punt. Takes a decent bounce. It's going to be in the 20. It's going to give Buford a long field out in front of him, down at the 16.
Yeah, a little bit different this drive here. Going to have to go to Lincoln.
Minutes 30 seconds remaining in the first
Shout out to our
quarter.
sponsors here. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lancaster County, Founders Federal Credit Union, City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Supplier, Employment Communication, and Coalition for Healthy Youth wants to remind you after the final play, real life begins. Think that's the real game, you versus you. Don't let alcohol and other drugs steal your opportunities.
Thank you, Highway 55, too.
Absolutely.
Keeping the crew. Thank everybody. Keep sunflower seeds. Was eaten. So get another good look at this offense for Buford, see if they can get down the field as easily as they did the first time. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, that we always noticed, like Buford wasn't always the biggest team, but they had a lot of fight and a lot of, but they got some size too this year.
Yeah, no, they're a very, very feisty team, and they're not afraid to get in there and hit you. That's a bunch of really, really, really tough football.
Amos and Sapp in the backfield. And Sanders looking to throw. He's airing it out. Good looking ball. He's got a man out there.
He had
Overthrew his man, Jamari Huff, maybe just by inches. Right in through those numbers.
I think he could have caught that one.
That was a good looking throw.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of separation there, but a good throw nonetheless. Just barely missed it, but enough to keep him honest. They're going to have to remember that in their bag of tricks.
5:24 to go here in the first quarter. Sanders got Amos in the backfield with him. And they're going to give it to him, and he's getting taken down in the backfield.
Great tackle there. Flew in the backfield, got him moving out quick.
Bring up a third and long. Looks like we lost a yard. Third and 11.
And now that first down throw does not look so good.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity here to really, you could have taken the whole rest of this quarter.
Sanders got 3 receivers right, went to his left, and his own guy moved. That's not what they wanted.
Ball start against the Yellow Jackets.
Wow, you're pinning deep here.
Yeah.
You want to get something back so you can hopefully not shift field position so drastically.
Ball at about the 10-yard line. Again, 3 right, went to the left. Amos in the backfield to Sanders. Sanders dropping back to his left. He's tossing it out there. He's got man, got it a little bit.
He got it. He caught it.
What a catch.
What? Just poised.
He caught that one-handed. It got tipped a little bit. It was hanging out there. We're going to take another look at this. And he was able to bring it in.
Put that one on Sports Center, boys. Again, not a lot of separation, but real good placement by the ball. And he just used his helmet.
That's right.
That was a dandy.
And a big first down for this Yellow Jackets. I bet you see him run the ball here on first down.
I do too. You erase that mistake that you just made here.
And I think we have miscommunication who's supposed to be on the field, and they have to run somebody out there, and they call a timeout. Coach is unhappy that they're not communicating the way they want. We're going to take a timeout with them. You're watching some high school football here on Learn TV. Welcome back. First down play for these Yellow Jackets. Sanders takes a snap. He keeps it himself. He's got a lot of room to run. Fowler's another cutback. Looking for the end zone. He's going to get there. Touchdown. We want to see that one again, too.
Repeat.
Wow.
Talk about changing the whole shape of the game in 2 plays.
That's your quarterback, folks.
Again, yeah, two
great blocking.
Yeah.
2 plays of showing off the skill set back
Crowd
there.
was a little loud, but
A good vision here, overrunning it by the safety. Heck of a play.
Yeah.
So we just went about almost 100 yards in 2 plays.
Kick is up. And good. So we have 85-yard drive for this Yellow Jackets team, is going up quickly here, 14-0 on the Lee Central Stallions. And it's hard to keep it going for that long. But wow, they look really good, especially here early. Look really good. I know Coach probably not happy about having to call a timeout right there to get his players in the right places, but at the same time, he's probably pretty satisfied with the end result.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%, man.
3:47 to go here. And this Buford team looking good. We got Caden Plyler in to kick it, and looks like they're going to kick it short again. And that ball again, they're going to take it at the 40. Again, Buford trusting their defense. They don't want to give that. They're smart. You know, you don't give that ball to those playmakers back there. We saw last week against in that Lancaster game how much a kick returner can almost change the entire game with Ladarius Cloud's kick return that happened last week. So, you know, not a bad idea there by the Buford coaching staff.
No, you know what you're going to get out of it every time. You're not worried about that home run threat as much.
So the Stallions are going to take over at the 40-yard line. Khalif Harry under center. Again, gives it the first man through. That ball's out too. Buford's going to recover that. That's Mason Deese jumping on the fumble.
Talk about huge big play there.
Here's another look at it.
Somebody get that hat right on the ball there. They're really able to clog him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that they got
Aaron
there?
Morris looked like knocked it out, and Mason Deese recovered.
Yeah, just kind of threw his back at the ball there.
Buford trying to put an exclamation point here early on in this game now after the fumble, taking over at the 38-yard line.
Chance to really kick things up.
Sanders looking to throw again. They throw the little bubble screen to Sapp. Sapp trying to run out of a jersey tackle, not going to be able to, but it's going to pick up a good little distance here, 5-6 yards.
Yeah,
that's a great first down play.
Not quite able to get out of the reach there, but like you said, good first down play, and you just keep turning it up here. You could really sit on, if you get a 21-point lead coming out of the first quarter like that, that's about all you could ask for.
It'll be 2nd down and 5. Sanders looking to throw again. He's going to run up. He lets it go, and he hits his man. What a throw. Moving forward, kind of off balance, and had enough arm to get it there. Number 5 with the catch for Buford. That's Aaron Morris.
2 big plays
Wow.
here real quick. Yeah, I mean, I was a little hesitant when he threw the ball because it was not a fundamentally sound throw. But like you said, he had the arm strength to get it there and the
good
hands
accuracy,
to catch it.
yeah.
Because the receiver was covered really well.
Seen a couple of these balls with receivers covered well, the ball put right in the right spot. Sanders is giving this to the outside.
Bounce off of him.
Number 6 with that's Jensen Brown. And it's going to be close to a first down. Looks like it's going to get it by a yard. They're going to move the chains.
So that's a great thing. Another great thing about having so many different guys that can handle the ball is it's hard to key on just one guy.
That's right. They've given the ball to a lot of different people already here early in this game, so it hasn't been just one guy.
You've been spreading it around evenly.
Have a season where you have 7 players rush for 400 yards. That'd be great. Sanders gives it. He's got some blocking to the outside, and is that Sapp? That is Sapp, number 10.
Yeah, great tackle there.
Another 5-yard gain.
I believe that was number 29, which is Christopher Warman. But a really good tackle, wrap, and roll.
2:12 still here to go in this first quarter. Buford already up 14-0 and threatening here with the ball inside the 10 at the 9.
Yep. Turn it around from almost a 4th and a punt.
They give the second man. That's Amos. He's got lots of room to the outside. He's going to score.
Bounce it right in. Little counter play.
Everybody going right, and they give it back to Amos going to the left. Here's another look at that one.
Might have been like a counter draw.
Number 35 is the one that gets it, so they fake everybody to the right and bring it back to the left. Send one couple guys out there, and there was they had to look for somebody to block. It was so open.
Yeah, again, that's just the way you drew it up.
The kick is up.
Oh no, I thought
and
it
is
was
good.
Blocked, but it did.
2:04 to go. We got a 21-0 lead for these Yellow Jackets. Paul, what's been so successful for them here early on?
Fundamentals, no penalties, good blocking, running the football, smart decisions. And the one bad play that they had was that really just a throw, which was really not necessarily a bad play, but maybe the wrong time for it. But they were able to erase that with that really good throw. They seem to be playing confident. And right now it looks like Lee Central looks a little shell-shocked, kind of.
Yeah.
And see if they're able to respond.
I'm a little shell-shocked, I knew this team was different than what we've seen the last couple of years, and that they had a chance to be pretty good. But man, they look fantastic so far.
Yeah, they do look to be a different level. Because like I said, they seem to be like in mid-season form. It's not the little things that you see that are mistakes a lot early on in the season.
Well, and the thing about having all these different running backs and all these different people that can handle the ball is it gives each other a break too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're fresher longer into the game because they have more time to rest. This ball is going to be recovered by Buford.
Got it. Buford got it.
Mason Deese again.
Wow. When it rains, it pours, man. And again, that's just simply not playing through the whistle right there if you're Lee Central.
Here's this play again. Well, once this ball goes 10 yards, it's a free ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets popped up. It's a great kick. And
you got a guy fall and
stumble, and they're just kind of looking at the ball, not making you got to sprint to that ball and jump on it. I'm sure the Lee Central coaches are going crazy over there right now.
Yeah, it really seemed to be only one player that was trying for the ball there for Lee Central.
So Buford still 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. has a chance already in Lee Central territory. You go for the knockout maybe. Throw this one over the top too. They give it to Amos. He's got some blockers out there. Trying to roll to the outside. He's a tough little runner for a sophomore too. Picks up 7.
Yeah, doesn't have that breakaway speed, but he gets up to his top gear really quickly, so he's tough to bring down.
And I'm most impressed so far with this offensive line of Buford, the way that they're pulling, multiple guys pulling at different times, and a couple times, looking for people and hunting them down to block and getting a body on them.
Yeah, they're maybe not traditionally as big as you'd see an offensive line, but they play bigger than they are. And they're giving that defensive line, which outsizes them by a good little bit, all the trouble they can handle.
Another timeout by Coach, and I think he's upset again, had to run somebody out there. We're going to take one with them too. We're watching high school football here on Learn TV. And welcome back to high school football here on Learn TV. Buford with a 2nd down and 4, minute 27 to go. Sanders looking to throw, rolled outside. He has a man, underthrew him a little bit. I'm sure he wants that one back.
Yeah, didn't step into his throw like you should have. A little complacency on that play. But like you said, he definitely wants that one back.
What if he doesn't want to touch it?
3rd down now and 4, and you're in probably 4-down territory here. You don't have to pick up a 1st down, but you want to pick up some positive yards here and make your next play. If you have to run it, an easier one.
Yeah, you want to keep it to where you can score a touchdown here. We're not want to be kicking field goals or anything.
Sanders got 3 to his right, 1 left. Fakes it, looking, got the slant. Good throw. And Jamari Huff doesn't want to go down over there. Picks up the 1st down and more.
Yeah, not a lot of space on these throws, but he seems to be able to put it exactly where he wants it. And another throw that was just well done. And a 1st down.
Brings up a 1st and goal for these Yellow Jackets. Under a minute to go here in the 1st quarter. See if they can get another score here before this clock runs out. Sanders fakes it. He's going to keep this one. He's got some blocking. He's going to score.
Nobody within 10 yards of him there.
I don't think anybody touched him.
Nope. Yeah. Again, it's just like this is how you draw these plays up as a coordinator here.
I mean, the blocking, they have another pulling lineman and kick out block, and I don't think anybody touches Sanders on this. 2 guys, 1 block, 2 block, and man, I tell you what.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of fight on those blocks either.
Kick is up and good. So 41 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Buford on top, 28-0. Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
Major owies.
I mean, this Lee Central team, they're shell-shocked, I'm sure.
Yeah. At this point, you don't expect it to be like this at all.
And maybe with good reason.
Very much so. But not a lot has bounced their way at all.
Yeah.
Fumbles.
See if they're a little more anxious to jump on this ball here on the kickoff.
Yeah, or maybe you hit him in the mouth with another onside kick.
Thanks, Fletcher.
I mean,
because now they maybe they're pressing a little bit.
I imagine they're going to kick off the same way because I think they don't want to give it to those guys deep.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Sometimes they'll kick it short to the time it's more long distance.
Fair catch called for, and that ball recovered.
They got it again. Yep.
Buford get it?
Yep. Buford got it again. He muffed it. He muffed the punt that time there. He did get his hands on it. He fair caught it, but he muffed it. Holy guacamole, senor.
Yep. Is that Mason Deese again? Yep. Number 1, right?
And he's in bounds. Right in front of the official, too, you see.
Wow.
What is happening? It's like angels in the outfield, but a football game.
I mean, wow. That's all I can say. It's incredible. And they give it, again, good blocking up front.
Yeah, it's got to be very demoralizing.
A 5-6 yard pickup, and is there one more play, or is that going to be the first quarter?
Maybe you just let it go.
Looks like clock's going to run down. That's going to be the end of our first quarter. Buford at the doorstep again. Inside the 20, ball at the 13-yard line, looking to score again on top, 28-0 after the first quarter. We'll be back with some second quarter action here on Learn TV. All right, and welcome back to high school football. Buford with the 2nd down and 5. Ball on the 13. They give it around the outside. He's going to score.
Nobody there. That was just.
That's Mason Deese. We covered a couple of those.
When it rains, it pours.
There is a flag.
Uh-oh.
Late flag. It's going to be after. I'm not sure. Here's a look at the replay. It's going to be a hold. It's going to move him back. That's going to move them back 10. That's a tough one. But the way they've ran the ball so far,
hadn't stopped them yet.
And this is, you're up 28-0. Might as well go 4 downs and looking to score.
Yeah, just put them away early if you can. Don't give them that opportunity to think that this can be a ball game.
2 receivers split out to either side. Sanders has got Deese with him in the backfield. Sanders looking to throw. He's got some room to run if he wants to. He shuttles it forward, and that ball's incomplete. I think he should have taken off on that one. I think he had plenty of room to at least pick up a first down.
Yeah, he got a little cute with it there and tried to force something that wasn't there. And you're correct. He had plenty of room to run. He could have probably gotten close to a first down if he took off.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 8. Two receivers over on that right-hand side. Sanders under center. He's going to fake it. He's rolling out to that left side. He's got a man out there. Can he get it there? Catch. Oh, and it's dropped in the end zone. Going to bring up a 4th down for the Yellow Jackets.
He had him, and he put another beautifully thrown touch on the ball. The receiver just didn't look into his hands there. And that's the first time we've seen some mistakes tonight. But now, I think you just got to let him kick it here.
Yeah. Caden Plyler, excuse me.
And that was, still good plays drawn up, just unfortunately not able to get them done. But they're still there.
33-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Kick is up.
Oh.
And it was right on line, but a little bit short.
Yeah, you could tell he didn't get his foot into it the way that he was doing before the game. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors that brought your game to you tonight. To me, the Lancaster County Founders Federal Credit Union, City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Authority, Comportum Communication, and special thanks to Highway 55, which is locally owned and operated, located on Highway 9 Bypass in Lancaster, or Newport Shopping Center in Rock Hill.
Lancaster on top early on 7-0 over Rock Hill.
Ooh. Another big matchup for them tonight, and I think they're going to have some confidence for that game that maybe they didn't have as much for that going into the Irmo game.
How's that Buford?
First and 10 from the 20. Lee Central trying to get the ball to the outside and picks up a couple on the play.
Yeah, able to get to the edge a little bit and get some positive yards, and that's how they're going to start, is one little play at a time.
So after pick up a 4, you got a second down and 6.
I feel like it's been a while since we've seen their offense.
It has been.
Or maybe the Buford offense just got a little tired.
Again, same formation, the tight formation from this Lee Central team. They want to run the ball. Again, trying to get to the outside.
Flag.
There's a flag there. There's a swarm of yellow jackets there.
It's got to be holding, I think. The only other thing in there that could possibly be is maybe a face mask.
They're going to move him back. They're looking to see where was the tackle, and will be third down and long, but I think they want to scoot him back.
Scoot him way back. Could be a bad thing. Special teams have not been kind to them.
After the penalty, moves it back to the 13-yard line. So it's going to bring up a second down and 17. They give it straight up the middle. Big hit in the middle there.
Big time hit.
Didn't see who that was.
Nowhere to go but
Sapp?
down.
Or was it Whitaker? I see Whitaker in there. Whitaker can hit some people.
Yeah, he can lay the wood for sure.
Brings up third down and long.
Where's the ball?
And again, middle of that yellow jacket defense shoring up.
Yeah, they look good in the middle there. In the interior, they're getting good push at the line of scrimmage, sort of drawing a line in the sand and not going backwards.
This is going to bring up a fourth down and 10. And that penalty really came up big for the Yellow Jackets, that holding penalty for on Lee Central.
Mm-hmm.
AJ down early to Crestwood, 20-0.
That's a bit surprising to me.
Here's the kick. And over end is going to see a return on this one. Aaron Morris, he's got some room to run right up the middle. And into Lee Central territory down to the 26.
We've been probably played 90% of our game in this area, haven't we?
Yeah, they've played most of the, in the Lee Central territory of the field, yeah.
Yeah, starting them about their 30 to 40.
After those kicks that they kept recovering, I mean.
Now it really is still. Oh, something done. I don't know. There we go.
8:53 to go.
Light. Yeah, because I accidentally knocked the...
A receiver split to either side for Sanders. He's got a running back on either side of him. Fakes it. He's going to keep it himself. He's got another kick-out block. Can he get to the outside? He can. He's going to score.
He's going to be close. Yep, they're going to give it to him. Touchdown. Buford is rolling. Big time rolling right now.
Here's a look at this play. Again, the blocking is just, it's so good.
It doesn't seem as though Lee Central has a lot of discipline with their gap. You know, they seem to overrun the line of scrimmage a little bit, getting caught and looking, maybe trying to do someone else's job.
And the kick is up and good.
That one he got his foot into there.
Yeah. So we got now a 35-0 lead here early in this game.
Still very early. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a quick one there early, but all these quick drives from Lee Central have resulted in a very slow-moving beginning here to the second.
Let's see. Now Lee Central's got to be like, all right, what do we do here on this kickoff? Like, they got to figure it out because Buford's not going to stop doing what they're doing on the kickoff.
If it's working, you know, you're going to keep doing it. It's not the fourth quarter.
Oh my God.
And he's going to, same thing, he's going to kick it over. Maybe to the middle this time. Looks like he's going to go down the middle.
Right.
No, he went to the left side. They call for a fair catch. And again, that ball's on the ground, but it's recovered by Lee Central. Sigh of relief from the sidelines on Lee Central. They get the ball at the 25-yard line.
Collectively, the entire sideline for Lee Central had their mouth open while they were aghast if that happened again.
Got it. Ooh, boy.
First and 10 for these Stallions. Caleb Harry under center. Gives it to the first man up the middle and picks up 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, more of the same really at this point.
That's Jamarion Slater.
Since when were you the tight shot?
Second down and 8. And after the first play for Lee Central, they picked up a big amount of yards, and since then, this Buford defense has really shut the door.
Yeah. I mean, that was a very big run there right at him early.
Trying to get to the outside. Good penetration, make him cut back, and he slithers through, picks up another 2 or 3 yards. It's going to bring up a third down and manageable, 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, they need a first down here. Good vision from him to cut back upfield and squeeze that 5 or 6 yards.
And I think maybe the Buford offense is thinking, give me another first down, at least so we can get some rest.
Yeah.
Ball at the 30-yard line. Lee Central got to get that football to the 35 for a first. And they're going to get close. Looks like they're going to pick it up. First down for the Stallions.
Yeah, got some momentum here, building a little bit. You know, if you can, as Lee Central score here and then maybe get a stop and score again before halftime, it starts to look a little better.
But they got to get something sustained here, something that keeps their at least their defense off the field for a little bit, because they got to be gassed after the way this Buford offense is really just pummeling them at this point.
Yep, just lining right up against them and running it right at them.
But as in a lot of these 2A schools, a lot of these guys are playing both ways anyway.
He just
Ball trying again to get to the outside, to cut back, good cutback.
Ooh, maybe I think he hedged a little early there with his cutback. I think he had some more room to work.
He saw Logan Whitaker.
Yeah, and or heard him.
Coming after him, and he decided to take the easy thing and went down.
Is that a stampede of wildebeest? Nope, it is
Logan
Whitaker.
Coming at you.
And if I'm Lee Central, maybe I try to take their heads off here and take one deep. They can start to cheat up here.
2nd down and 4.
Oh, goodness.
Blitz up the middle. The quarterback's going to.
He timed the snap there perfectly.
It was that Caden Sapp. It was.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Good
Looking
job.
like Warren Sapp.
Good job by Harry to get out of the way and to get to the sideline and pick up a couple.
Yeah, smart move to just sidestep the charging defender.
Looks like trainer's coming out. Whitaker limping off the field. So 3rd down and 3 for Lee Central. Still looking to the sideline, trying to pick up a play.
That is just cool. I love it.
Still trying to get this ball into Buford territory. And they did it on, like I said, that first carry. They had decent field position. They had a big run, got into Buford territory, and haven't been there since. 5:55 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Oh my God.
They give it, trying to get it outside, and ooh, who came up? Aaron Morris with the tackle. He was in like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he's been in both sides of the game tonight, getting his hands dirty.
Here comes the punt crew again. Aaron Morris had a big return last time down to the 25. And here's the kick.
I know what you were going for.
If it takes the right bounce, Morris going to make one man miss again.
They're being a little lazy on their returning duties, it looks like.
And Morris gets forward gains of 20 yards, almost to the 50. Ball at the 47. Buford offense will take over again. Good look at their offensive line trotting out there, man. They've been great tonight.
Oh yeah, you know how they've been great? Because you've not said a single name off that line, which means they're not letting sacks through.
And they're blocking.
They're pulling beautifully.
They've really done a great job. So there is a flag down.
They use some of that size that they lack to, make up for it in speed, and they're able to really get out in front of their playmakers quickly to create a convoy almost.
Officials discussing about the 42-yard line. We got a hold on Buford and a personal foul on Buford. Not exactly what they the hold was declined. Personal foul would be a 15-yarder. Coach Susie's looking for an explanation. So the Yellow Jackets, after the penalty, now it becomes Lee Central ball. Okay, so never mind. It must have been a personal foul before.
I gotcha. Keeper there. Get a few yards. They're about 6 or 7, and
Yeah.
suddenly Lee Central with an opportunity to maybe score a touchdown here.
I think everybody was a little bit confused about what was going on, including us. So 2nd down and 4. Now Lee Central into Buford territory.
For I believe the first time tonight on offense.
Now the very first drive they had a big long carry that took them into territory, but then they didn't get anything out of it.
Sorry, sir.
Again, trying to get to the outside. Looks like they're going to pick up a first down or close to it, right at that marker.
And it looks like they're going to be a little short.
So they're calling this 3rd down in inches.
That's what it looks like to me, sir. Maybe a little less than half a yard.
I think they're gonna measure or something.
Okay.
Again, their officials need to get together here and talk about what's going on, because I think everybody's a little bit confused, and they're confused on this one.
Yeah, I was confused as to why maybe they didn't pull it out to measure. It seemed close enough to me.
They're calling it a first down. All right, they're moving the chains.
I only understand getting it right, but like that was 3 different answers there just about.
Yeah.
I mean, that was literally all the outcomes, one after another.
So they're trying to get it out to this right side, and lots of people in the backfield by Buford, but they couldn't quite pull down the ball carrier, and he gets forward for a gain of a couple. That's number 5 for the Stallions. That's Dominic Washington, senior running back.
Yeah, just kept his legs churning there and was able to finally get something positive out of it.
Second down and 8 for the Stallions. Khalif Harry, the sophomore quarterback, takes this one, and he gives it to the outside to his running back.
I don't know that I agree with the flag. I thought he was just finishing his block.
No, they were extracurricular, and then a reaction from the Buford player, and I think Coach Susi saw it, and he is not happy. He's in his face right now and told him to go sit down. He's not happy.
To me, I didn't see anything extracurricular. It was rough, but they were going at it, but it didn't seem to me to be anything that was overtly illegal.
Another personal foul on Buford. And this is what you don't want to do, especially at this point in the game. You're giving the other team easy yardage, and you're up 35-0. Yeah, but you never know what a team can do. They could get hot.
Oh,
and,
absolutely. We've seen it.
You have a couple turnovers, and you got yourself a ball game that shouldn't have ever been a ball game. So
no, we've seen it here before. And what you're doing is you made all your mistakes on one drive, and now your mistakes could materialize into a touchdown.
again, up the middle, Lee Central getting some momentum here, running the football.
Absolutely.
Close to a first down again. And that's Jamarion Slater, number 7. He's been their bell cow back so far.
Really one of their main bright spots on offense.
Second down and 2. Again, up the middle to Slater.
Nothing there, maybe a yard that time.
It's going to be enough for a first down, though. That takes the ball down to about the 5-yard line and should be another first down, first and goal for the Stallions from the 5.
And I believe they have all their timeouts left, too.
Lee Central's going to take a timeout. We're going to take one with them. You're watching high school football right here on All right, and welcome back to High School Football, Learn TV. TJ Armbrust with Paul McKenzie and the rest of our Learn TV crew tonight. And Lee Central threatening here, first and goal. They get it to the outside. There is a flag, and they blow the play dead. That must have been some movement before the play.
Yep, and hopefully, if you're Lee Central, you're hoping it's something else, but it's not going to be.
No, false start. It's going to back them up 5, make it a 1st and 10, first and goal from the 10. And this is where this Yellow Jacket defense, they got to buckle up and make a play here.
Yeah, you want one of your playmakers to come up here and get a hat on it. First, force a turnover, play for, penetrate for a loss in the play. Something here to get your defense sort of energized to close us out here. Take it into the locker room.
Yeah, you probably should.
Harry in the shotgun. Got Slater to his left. We got movement again, or do we got somebody jump?
See here what the Zebras say.
They're going to give those 5 right back.
Gotta love that, don't you?
I'm sure the coaching staff does not love that.
No, I can guarantee you they don't.
So now first and goal from the 5 again.
Deja vu.
Yeah, I feel like we've been here before. Minute 25 to go here in the first half. Harry under center. Gives it to Slater. He's hunting. He's in. Touchdown.
Able to fight through. Good run by him. He's a tough runner. And I like how he gets behind his pads, but wasn't going down there.
Looks like they send out a kicker. They're going for 2. They're going for 2 here. No, well, maybe not.
And if I'm Buford, I'm trying to score again before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, Sanders has thrown a beautiful ball so far. They're going for this. And they're rolling out the throw. They got a couple guys there. That ball flies through, incomplete.
Good throw, though. Receiver just didn't catch the ball, unfortunately. And now, and I'm telling you, might not think it's a lot of a difference here, but 7 points versus 6 points on the scoreboard just feels different.
Yeah. Yep.
It could feel like, well, maybe they didn't score a touchdown. They had 2 field goals.
What do you want?
And now it just doesn't feel as though you're in it as much, just from the difference of 1 point.
So minute 13 to go here.
Okay.
And we'll get our first look at the Yellow Jacket kickoff return team.
And a shout out to our sponsors, Lancaster County, Founders Federal Credit Union, City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Authority, Comporium Communication, and the Coalition for Healthy Youth wants to remind you, after the final play, real life begins. That's the real game. You versus you. Don't let alcohol and other drugs steal your opportunities.
I do take it back. The Buford got the opening kickoff of the game. So this is their second time we got to see this unit. That just means that Lee Central will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. But 1:13 left. You got a timeout here.
If you can get some good, decent field position, you get it to one of these playmakers and pick up some decent yardage, you got a good chance to get a score.
Yeah, and if you're Lee Central, you want to try to force that turnover because you've got timeouts.
Going to Sapp, he gets forward to the 40-yard line. So 60 yards in front of him in a minute 8 is definitely doable.
Oh, for sure. Especially the way they would be getting chunk yards on those touchdown drives.
And you don't need to get it all at once. You don't need to just all of a sudden throw a deep ball, but you can, I mean, they've been a great job of spreading it around to different places, and that's picked up big yards for them.
And not being too predictable with the amount of times they're running versus, when they decide to throw.
3 receivers split out left, 1 to the right. Amos in the backfield with Sanders. Sanders fakes it. He's looking to throw. He's got a man down the middle. He's got Mason Deese. Mason Deese got
All
some
day.
speed. He's going to get pulled down. Does it get in?
They're going to give
They're
it to
gonna
him.
give it to him.
Touchdown, Mason
Wow.
Deese. They didn't need the minute. They only needed, 8 seconds to score a touchdown? What are we talking about here?
60-yarder right down the middle. He had Mason Deese running right down the middle, wide open.
Yeah,
Hit him.
That was just a beautiful throw.
Turned on the speed and got pulled down, but had enough to fall into the end zone.
Luckily for him, the ref that was the line judge there was behind him, so maybe if he didn't quite get over, he didn't see it.
You couldn't tell.
Nope.
All right. Thank you.
Tell you, this team has scored many different ways quickly here early in this game. Another good kick, and we got a 42-6 ball game, 56 seconds left. That was a quick score. I guess they didn't want to use the whole clock.
Yeah, Buford putting on a clinic in terms of how you put a drive together. I mean, they're picking their shots when they decide to throw the ball, and not to mention they're actually really good throwing the ball. And that was a perfect example there. Just a rocket over the middle, not an easy place to throw the football.
Lancaster on top, 13-0 right now over Rock Hill.
Wow.
And AJ down 27-7.
Those are some surprising scores for many reasons. But I can't say that.
I think the Crestwood team that AJ's playing is a pretty good team. I
Yes,
think AJ's
yes,
trying to really challenge themselves here early on to get themselves ready for region play.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I just expect AJ a lot from that program. They're a very well coached program.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I think it's great. And we got a fair catch here for Lee Central, and it's great for that Lancaster team. They had a team game last week against 5A Irmo that they very much could have and maybe even should have at times won.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple different times with penalties and just making some little mistakes. So great for them to be up here against Rock Hill. Now they just got to hang on to that. And right now, this Buford Yellow Jacket team, very impressive so far here in the first half. And we haven't got any word on the Indian Land games out there, but they're playing Palisades as a North Carolina school. And they not sure what they're doing out there. Run straight up the middle, and not much going. Maybe a gain of a yard. Swarm of Yellow Jackets for the tackle.
Yeah, and you wonder how many more times they're going to snap it here, or if they're going to just decide to take it into the
they got to snap
locker
it
room with one more.
I think one more time. But you got playmakers for Lee Central, so you give it to one of them and see if they can maybe break something. Again, Slater up the middle, and he's going to be taken down. And I have a feeling that Lee Central is going to lick their chops and lick their wounds, that is, and limp off to the locker room, down right now 42-6. So we will keep our cameras pointed at the middle of the field for anybody that wants to watch the band. And we'll be back for some second half action. Buford on top right now, going into the half, 42-6.
Actually, maybe soccer.
And welcome back to high school football here on Learn TV. TJ Armbrust here with Paul McKenzie. Quite a first half we got to witness. Buford on top, 42-6, and man, they really looked good in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, pretty much for all of maybe one or two drives from Lee Central, they were pretty much perfect. Executing well along the line of scrimmage. We talked multiple times about how well their pulling linemen have done in sort of trapping those outside linebackers away from the line of scrimmage. So we'll see if this Lee Central team can continue having trouble with punt and kick returns and turnovers.
And they're looking to make a big play here, and they get a good return out of it. A lot of running around to gain about 10 yards. Probably ran 45 yards to gain 10.
Yeah.
And we'll get to see this Lee Central. Lee Central scored late, and then Buford answered right after
right
that.
Away.
So we'll get to see if Lee Central can keep their offense moving. Andrew Jackson down at the half to Crestwood, 27-14. Lancaster on top of Rock Hill, 13-8. Never got an Indian Land update yet, but Indian Land up top of Palisades, 42-6 at the half.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Indian Land or AJ fighting back there, Lancaster holding on, and Indian Land putting it to him.
Ball straight up the middle, and hit by that line. 51 looked like for
Tucker Bone. Yeah, good hit. Stood him right up in the hole.
Loss of 2 on the play. Ball now at the 36-yard line. And I've been impressed, too, with this the Buford defense. They've really been quick to the ball. They've given up a couple big plays, but they haven't given up too much here early on.
Yeah, keeping everything in front of them, that's sort of like the fundamentals. But
and again, up the middle, and that defensive line shuts it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Negative plays.
Going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. And again, Lee Central trying to get that interior defensive line of the Yellow Jackets. And here, these last couple, they've really stood up well. $10:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers split out to the left, or to the right, excuse me. Wing back also to the right. Rolling to the right. They got a man out there. That ball tipped in the air, and it's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down and long. And
Huff could have had one there.
Yeah.
It was literally right where he was standing, not a second prior to the tip.
So the punting unit comes out for the Stallions. And that's going to send Aaron Morris back to return for the Yellow Jackets. Had a couple big returns already in this game.
He's played all over the field tonight.
Yep.
Offense, defense, special teams.
And looks like he's going to get a chance to return this one. He runs up, takes the kick, and
good tackle.
Good tackle by Lee Central.
Yeah, really good tackle in open
Looked
field
like he
there.
had some space, and it was just him and one man, but he couldn't quite get past him.
Yeah, that time Lee Central won that.
So we'll take over.
Give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Lancaster County Founders Federal Credit Union, the City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Authority, Component Communication, and special thanks to Highway 55, locally owned and operated, located on Highway 9 bypass in Lancaster, or the Newport Shopping Center in Rock Hill.
All right, Sanders has got 2 running backs back there with him, Tanner Sellers, and looks like Sap Sellers is going to split out, and here comes Sap. Sanders fakes to the first, gives it to Amos, who's got some blockers in front of him, and looks like he could have picked up about 4 more if he could have stayed on his feet, but he tripped himself up and only had to pick up 7.
Tackled by Mr. Lace.
You're going to bring up a second down and short for the Yellow Jackets. And as we said in the first half, a lot of different guys that are carrying the load here for the Yellow Jackets. We've seen Mason Deese, we've seen Tanner Sellers, we've seen Amos,
and they've
Antonio
all
Amos. We've seen.
They've all looked like premier ball carriers too when they've had their opportunity. They're just each of them is a little different make, you know.
And that's Amos again. He's going to pick up some short yards. He's been the bulk of the running attack, but we've seen
he's their strongest between the tackle guy, I believe.
Yeah, we've seen them get creative of different ways to get multiple guys the ball. Jamari Huff has had a good catch. I mean, it's been a little bit of everybody for them.
Yeah, this is really Huff's year to sort of be the guy on the outside. And so far, he looks up to the task. A couple big catches early on for first downs. That one I was really impressed with in the first quarter.
And this one goes to Sapp, and he's got some room to roam in the middle, and he needed 1, and looks like he got 2, and it's going to be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. And, you know, another big play, I mean, talk about the quarterback, Brody Sanders. He's made the ball that he's thrown so far tonight have been beautiful-looking passes.
He can spin the rock for real.
But he's also been able to run a long touchdown run, a couple different long runs. I think he's got 2 touchdown runs, that is. Long touchdown runs.
Perfect encapsulation to him is that drive where one pass for 50-ish yards and then a run for about 50-ish yards. Or 40 each. But it was just a good display of his ability.
And Amos gets this one. He's got some blocking outside, good blocking. And it's going to be pickup of about 8 on the play. Amos again.
Yeah, big-time block there by Sapp.
And
way to be able to disengage your block too and not get called for holding.
Well, and a lot of these guys too, they're not just running the ball, but they're involved in the blocking game. They're involved in a lot of different ways, which is, you know, and you watch out there at different times. You see Buford, they're rotating in 3 or 4 guys at a time, you know, because a lot of these guys play both ways, but they're getting the rest that they need, that they're going to be still able to have some energy here in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
You can tell that the head coach has really found a way to master his rotation over these past couple of years, and it's just evident with that especially.
Tanner Sellers, tough to bring down.
So hard to bring down. He's got a good center of gravity.
And another big run for the Yellow Jackets, another one of those guys. Ball down inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Sanders again gives this one to Sellers. Sellers picks it to the outside. He's going to score. Another touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
No laundry on the field there. Let's see another replay. That one was very again, it's kind of how you draw it up, not a whole lot of contact on the carrier.
And again, check the blocking. You got 2 pulling.
And that defense has got to be just tired by this point, man.
I tell you, both of those linemen that pulled, one of them pancaked the first guy, and the other guy took out 3 defenders with the block.
That's when offensive linemen are having fun.
And the kick is good. We got a 49-6 game. So, Paul, if you're Lee Central right now, what are you looking to accomplish? Like, you've got to be able to take this, and you got to start small, right?
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is I want to cut the game off the score where it is right now, and I'm saying it's 0-0 from here on out. I want you to outscore them the rest of this ball game. If you can +1 me from here on out, and that tells me that you're capable of beating this team over 4 quarters because you did it for a quarter and a half. So I want those moral victories and just to see some fight in some of these guys. You know, a lot of times as a head coach when you're going through a year where you're still figuring things out, you just want to see some fight in your guys' eyes, and that can be enough for you to feel confident about what you can do at practice. And I think that's just the biggest thing right now.
And play-by-play, you want to let's get 1 first down. All right, we got one. Let's get another
2 first downs. Get a second one.
So, I think we got a timeout on the field.
Because if you want to think about it, right, Buford is a beautiful example of you can lose big like this and still be very good at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because we've seen them have a year where they started 0-4 and they were getting kind of blown up around a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they ended up running, undefeated through their region play and went to the second or third round of the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, so again, it's not just, coaches speak to say there is stuff to still fight for here. But it's just about getting your guys on that same page as you are.
6:46 to go here in the third quarter. 7 touchdowns tonight so far for this Yellow Jacket team.
Yeah, we see them quite a bit with some big-time scores from time to time.
That ball is going to go out of bounds. Lee Central going to take over at the 35.
Just another way of doing what they've been doing all night.
So Lee Central taking over. 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Khalif Harry still back there at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. And gives that number 3, and that's Burrows. Not much going there for them. Again, the Jacket defense is.
Mason Dees with a big stop.
And see Logan Whitaker back out there. He'd gone out at some point.
Excuse me. Yeah, I believe that's who that is. Yeah,
that
Logan
7.
Whitaker.
That
yeah.
7 kind of looks like a 1.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. So a loss of 5 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 15. There's a fumble. That ball's picked up. Is that Logan Whitaker?
I wanted to say so, yeah. Yeah, Logan Whitaker with the big scoop and score in the convoy. We'll see a replay here of this.
Oh. I couldn't quite see what happened. It wasn't a clean connection between the running back.
The running back didn't realize he was going to keep the ball because he did not close his arms around it. And that was about, unfortunately, those things are what happens when you have games like this. It just starts to bounce the opposite way. Seems like when it rains, it pours,
And kick is up. And it is good. That's Caden Plyler. He is 8 for 8 on extra points tonight. He did miss a longer field goal, 33-yarder, just a little bit short, right on line. I don't think he got all of his leg into that, but looked really good on the extra points. We got a Buford up 50 right now, 56-6.
Yeah, got a good-looking kicker if he can just get a little more consistent with his leg.
.354 to go, and Buford will be set to kick off again. And Buford's handled these kickoffs fairly well. This one hits off of Lee Central, and I think Buford recovered it.
Yeah, I think it bounced right into his arms again, it looked like. And it might be another turnover here. Man, goodness. When it rains, it pours.
I tell you what.
Does. This team looks good, though.
And that, they've been
Sharp.
kicking it high in the air. That time they just tried to kick it hard, and it just happened to hit one of the Lee Central front men, and it bounced, and another scramble for the ball, and Buford fell on it. I think you're going to see this Buford team now starting to rotate a lot more other kids that maybe don't get as much playing time into this game. Buford already in Lee Central territory after the kickoff recovery. Ball at the 46. Central gives it first man up the middle. He's going to pick up 6.
That was
Caden
Sapp.
Sapp.
We've called his name quite a bit tonight. He seems like a big-time athlete. Kind of a do-it-all.
Second down and 5.
Aaron Morris seems to me to be a really good plan for what Lancaster could do with Cloud.
Yeah, just move him around a little bit everywhere.
Find ways to just get him the ball in different ways.
Mason Deese is that same way, same type of player. He's kind of shifty, quick. Throw bubble screens to him. You can hit him down the middle for a pass. Kickoff return, punt returns, playing on defense. Both those kids, both very, very good at that. Sanders gives this one to Amos. He's trying to get to the outside, and he gets bottled up and taken down. Good-looking play by this Lee Central defense. It's going to bring up a third down now and 12.
Yeah, those are the plays as the coach of Lee Central that I want to see. I want to see those guys fighting to get in the backfield. That's a positive-looking play.
A minute to go here in the third quarter. Still a lot of football to go. Sanders fakes it. They give it to Amos, and again, he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose some yards. He's going to bring up a fourth down, and you're going to see I think this is the first punt we're going to see from these Yellow Jackets. So fourth down and 19. And they're going to let this third quarter run down. And so we got a 56-6 game to end this third quarter. We'll be back after a short break with some more high school football here on Learn TV. And welcome back to high school football. Ready for some fourth quarter action. TJ Armbrust with Paul McKenzie. Here's the Buford punt. Good high long kick.
That was a monster leg there. What a good kick.
Officials running all the way down. Looks like about the 11-yard line. Maybe to 12. Good kick. AJ coming back to this Crestwood, 27-21. Lancaster, Rock Hill still 13-8. Lancaster on top. And
how much time?
I'm not sure. At the half last I saw. And 42-6, Indian on top of Palisades. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, I think they're only going to stop it for, resetting
Timeouts.
the chain, and then they're just going to restart it.
Lee Central running another player on.
That is the second time they've run him on the same position.
And they give it to him.
And that was just one Buford player did all that, or two Buford players. Nope, one. One Buford player did all that work by himself to fight off 3 linemen. I believe that was number 50 for Buford, which was Isaac Praken. Heck of a play there, young man.
Brings up a 2nd down and 12.
I'd be surprised to see any more from the starting quarterback tonight. Although he looks poised for a good one.
He's rolling out. He's going to throw it. He's got a man. Good-looking ball. Going to be a 1st down for the Stallions.
Yeah, good throw.
Ball moved up to the 27-yard line. Lee Central, 2 receivers to the left, 1 now to the right. Harry gives it man up the middle. Pickup of a couple, about 3. Approaching 9 minutes to go here in this game. Second down and 7 for the Stallions. Just 1 receiver in the formation, out to the right. Harry takes it. He's going to throw this ball. He makes 1 man miss. He's going to try to run it himself. He cuts back and gets tackled.
That great effort there by Tucker Bone to stay with it and not allow him to go and then run for a touchdown.
Yeah, and good job by Cleve Harry making, 3. He got 3 jackets out there, made them all miss at one point to get forward to pick up a big play in the 1st down. But it looks like we have a flag down, and it's going to be a hold on Lee Central, and that's a killer. Especially after
he's by himself at that point, He did all the hard work himself.
Especially after all that, you get a big 1st down. You got nobody out there to hold, so your hold is nowhere near where the quarterback is with the ball. We're going to have some movement on Lee Central.
Oh, man. But again, like I said, when they come into the halftime, coming out for halftime, you draw your line in the sand and you go 0 for 0 in the second half. Now, granted, it wasn't perfect here either, but they have fight in them.
Yeah.
And they're not sort of like putting their feet up and letting the end of this game just ride itself out. They're trying to get out here and score. They put in the work, too. They want to get out there and have some fun.
And the quarterback's going to keep this one right up the middle, makes a couple people miss.
They're going to get a 1st down. Wow. What a run. What a run.
It looks like it's going to be about a yard short, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down and very short.
Took about 6 Yellow Jackets to bring him down.
And we got a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them. We're watching high school football here on Learn.
like right as he snaps.
And welcome back to high school football here on Learn TV. TJ Armbrust with Paul McKenzie. We got 6 minutes and 37 seconds left here in this ball game. Buford on top of Lee Central, 56-6. Got an update of the AJ Crestwood score. Crestwood, when we first called it, was what was it, 20-0?
21 to nothing.
I think it was 20. I think it was 20.
Something like that.
Then it was 27-7 right now. AJ's on top, 28-27.
Wow.
Battling back here.
See
if they can hang on here for the rest of this game.
Probably a crazy game to be at, though. Is it at AJ or is it at Crestwood?
It's at AJ.
Ooh, I bet that's rocking down there, ain't it?
And still, from the last update, Lancaster still 13, Rock Hill 8, and Indiana Palisades still the same score. After another Buford penalty, Lee Central gets another first down, and they give it to.
Oh, he's got a lane.
And that's what he looked like on the first play of the game. I tell you, Jamarion Slater.
A little chippy play here, but good way to good ability for the teams to clean it up themselves.
Slater, that's what he looked like the first play of the game. Just
yes,
a pinball through the middle, running hard, and we didn't see much of that after that.
I would love to see him play some more, though. He seems to be a very exciting ball player to watch, and I'm all for a good running game.
First and 10 from the Buford 40. And again, get to the outside or up the middle.
Good tackling there, though, inside by Buford. They've been very fundamental in it.
Pick up a 7, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. But, Lee Central finding some light here in the tunnel.
It's nice seeing some of these Yellow Jackets out there on defense that maybe don't get a chance to play quite as much. See a lot of their big guys standing there on the sideline getting a well-deserved break.
Yep. After some of the work they've done in the trenches.
And we're going to get a timeout by Lee Central. Do you want to mention our underwriters?
Absolutely. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lancaster County, Founders Federal Credit Union, City of Lancaster, Lancaster County Natural Gas Authority, Comporium Communication, and the Coalition for Healthy Youth wants to remind you after the final play tonight, real life begins. That's the real game. You versus you. Don't let alcohol and other drugs steal your opportunities. As well as Highway 55, locally owned and operated. Located on Highway 9 Bypass in Lancaster or Newport Shopping Center in Rock Hill.
Next week, we are going to be back at Lancaster High School to check on the Bruins taking on Fairfield Central. So we're looking forward to going back to Lancaster next week and seeing that team.
That's who AJ's playing right now, you said, right?
No, that's who they
Crestwood.
played last week. That's who AJ played last week. And then we'll be at Andrew Jackson the following week, September 16th, to see them take on Lakewood. It'll be our first time going to Andrew Jackson. And the week after that, we'll get our first look at Indian Land as they take on Parkwood. So a good lineup here the next 3 weeks. We got
what
Buford
class is
right
Parkwood?
now. Parkwood is a North Carolina school. I'm not sure what class. They're a big school, I think.
Should be a good game there for
4A,
Indian
5A.
Land.
Oh,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
And then the one that I'm super duper excited. Well, two that I'm super excited. Obviously Buford AJ, and Lancaster Indian Land, but Lancaster South Point.
Yeah, this ball's up in the air, intercepted by Buford.
And he's got a guy on behind him, though. Good tackle. But also Indian Land, Catawba Ridge, that game.
Yeah. Both of those will be fun, exciting games.
I think basically our last 4 or 5 are all real big games.
Looking forward to seeing Bobby Collins' South Point team. Bobby Collins, former Lancaster coach.
First time playing his old school, too.
Good friend of Learn TV.
Good friend of Lancaster.
Yeah, good friend of Lancaster.
He did some good things
see
with
him
them.
back here in Lancaster will be big. We got injured Lee Central player.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And he's all right there as he kind of get him off the field.
Getting helped off the field.
Yeah.
Buford with another turnover with the interception. Will take over on offense in Lee Central territory. Ball at the 47-yard line. Been wondering if they would rotate in a different quarterback.
Yeah. Talking about for Buford.
Yeah. Not sure
who they have out there.
Who would be that person?
Yeah. It'd be interesting to figure that out, yeah.
Sanders still back there. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Because according to the roster that I have, I don't have anyone else listed under quarterback. I would probably venture guess that it's probably one of those main ball carriers they have.
Sanders takes it. He's going to give it to Amos up the middle.
And nowhere to go but down there.
Antonio Amos had a good night tonight. All those playmakers for Buford, all the running backs have, all the special.
It's such a treat to watch because, like you said, it is. I mean, it's a collective with Buford, and it always has been.
Down under 3 minutes to go, and you'll watch as they set up. Quarterback Sanders will look to the sideline and look to the sideline. He's looking to the sideline now. They're watching the clock to make sure they got the right amount of time. They're trying to take as much time off the clock each time as they can. This one, again, going to Amos. Cuts back to the inside. And we're going to name our player of the game. Our player of the game today is junior Mason Deese, who had an exceptional game. He recovered 3 fumbles. He ran the ball. He caught a long touchdown pass late in the game.
Ooh, and a big run there for Amos? Was that
Yes.
Amos? Yeah. Nice run there.
So congratulations to Mason Deese, who is our high school football on Learn TV player of the game. Had a big night.
Yeah, again, one of those players that we just have called his name probably 20 times tonight.
Yeah.
And it's not for bad stuff. So, I mean, you could have picked your poison.
Been in on defense, been in on offense, special teams. It didn't matter. They did a little bit of everything. And Buford going to kneel on this, run out this clock.
It's a well-rounded football team. Give a shout-out to our crew tonight. Directing our broadcast this evening is Fletcher Armbrust. Camera operators, welcome back Ross Weisner and Nick Orell. Field operations manager Quentin Thomas. Operations manager Jonathan Stevens. I am announcing here with Troy Armbrust and then myself, Paul McKenzie. Yeah, so those were our crew for tonight's game.
And Lancaster here on top of Rock Hill, 19-8. So it's been a great night of high school football. We're looking forward to being back, seeing y'all next week at Lancaster. This final score is going to be 56-6. There's still 10 seconds to go. Everybody's ready to run out of here.
Yeah, this was a quicker second half, but fortunately it's still technically not over for another second. And now, there you go.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching some high school football here on Learn TV. As I said, we'll be in Lancaster next week, and then we'll be at AJ and then Indyland. So working our way through the district. Keep watching us. Vimeo.com/LearnTV or catch us on Facebook, and we'll see you next time.